Imagine playing Autumn Leaves and having it actually sound like jazz. Not stiff, not like an exercise or scales, real music. And you don't need years of theory or a different scale for every chord to get there. It comes down to one thing. You can play the whole tune in one key with one scale you already know so that you can focus more on making music. I'm Dr. George, and I make jazz simple so that you can play more and think less. So you're trying to play Autumn Leaves. The usual approach tells you you have two different scales just to get through the first 8 bars, and that's day one. Then there's more scales, licks, and theory. And after all that, it still doesn't sound like jazz. Here's the reason. It's not the notes. It's how you play them. Pitch is just one characteristic. There are 3 other parameters: rhythm, articulation, and dynamics that make it expressive, and phrasing and ideas are how we put it all together. In this video, you'll learn to play musically, not technically. Rather than thinking about scales and chords, we'll think of ideas. Because while music is made of scales, scales don't make music. Ideas do. And you'll develop those ideas so that your solos flow and make sense. We'll start with just 5 notes, because if you can't make 5 notes sound good, adding more just makes it worse. But once you get it, everything you add after that will make it better. The truth is, every chord in this song, outside of these 2 bars near the end, is in one key so that you only need one scale. Now, I know some will argue that this 2-5-1 is in B flat, but B flat major and G minor have the same notes, so we still only need one scale. And what about that tricky chromatic progression? Stick around to the end and I'll show you an easy way to handle that. So let's get started. We're going to pick 5 consecutive notes of the pentatonic scale. Use a different set each time you do this. Start with a simple idea. 3 to 5 notes is plenty. We call that idea a motive. In fact, this whole song is based on one simple motive. Now we're going to change this one parameter at a time. Each change stays connected to the original. And so let's look at 5 basic ways that you can transform this one simple idea. Okay, so I'm going to start with this lick. And now, the most basic way to develop an idea is simply to repeat it. The next step is, we'll keep these notes. We like these notes, but we're going to go ahead and change the rhythm now. Or we could keep the rhythm and change the notes. Or we could change how we articulate it. Instead of picking all the notes, maybe I'll do some hammers and pull. A hammer and pull, or slide into it, scoop into a note. We can even do that if we want. And then the last way we can develop it is to use dynamics. Now you can either use dynamics on individual notes, so it would be so we're accenting different notes, or we could play the whole lick soft and then. And you could take a repeated idea and just simply make it get louder or soft. Now let's string those ideas together into a full chorus. To start, try to repeat at least one aspect of each idea that you play, but eventually you want to try to work a single idea through an entire chorus. So now you see the same 5 notes, but you're playing music, not scales, and the solo's starting to make sense. Jazz guitar doesn't have to be complicated, and you don't need 3 hours a day either. Book a free lesson with me and I'll show you how to get started playing real jazz now. The link is pinned at the top of the comments. Just click it and pick a convenient time. Now, of course, the last thing you want is to be stuck in the pentatonic box. So let's start by adding a note. We'll add the blue note. So now it's the same exercise, but instead of 5 notes, we have 6. And then the next step is going to be to start using more of the scale pattern, but continue working ideas. Don't just wiggle your fingers. In my Pentatonic Plus method, the pentatonic scale becomes your framework, like the frame of a house. When it's solid, start decorating it. Add 1 or 2 notes at a time. Blue notes, scale tones, approach notes, target notes. All those notes will work eventually, and each one makes it a little bit better. And you only need 2 patterns to cover the entire neck. But step 1 never changes. First, make the lines sound like jazz and work with your ideas. Now, if you'd like the full list of development techniques, it's a free PDF in my Patreon group. The link is in the description down below. Now, the one trouble spot is the high point near the end, that chromatic progression, G minor 7, G flat 7, F minor 7, E7. Now, that's a lot of chords going by fast, but for now, don't worry about them. Don't try to play each chord. Stick to your scale, follow the contour, and play a more active line through it. Now, you're not playing the changes, but it still works because the line always trumps the harmony. So that's it. Have the whole song in your ear, not just the chords, and think in lines. Develop each idea until a whole chorus sounds like jazz. Then, as you become more comfortable, start adding in more notes. First blue notes or scale tones, then chromatic approach notes, target notes outside of the key, and suddenly you sound like jazz. If you've been trying to learn jazz and are tired of learning scales and theory because it's just not happening, sign up for a free lesson. I'll show you exactly what you need to work on to sound better fast. Click the link below. And if you'd like to know more about this method, check out this video. Cheers.